What is poppin', ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, the Holy Commentator, finally back with a brand new video talking about video games and why they just feel so unappealing today. I don't know exactly what it is, and it's not just 2025 releases, 2024 releases. I mean, all releases seem to be way less, impactful than they used to be. And it's making my fucking, dick hole get into a twist here. It's not making me feel too good, and I wanted to talk about it here in this video, and it's just been really bothering me as I've been playing really shitty games. I've been playing, back to NHL for some weird reason. I don't like EA Sports games that much, but for some weird reason, I'm still playing the hockey game. Is it because it's the only hockey game? No, I've been stuck playing 2022 for how fucking long, and then all of a sudden, I just downloaded 2024. Why? I don't even know anymore. You have that, and of course you have other things that are going on, like, FIFA. Again, I've never played FIFA. I don't even watch football, but here we are, and I'm playing FIFA for some weird reason. I need somebody to explain it to me. I'm playing that and Call of Duty, and I don't even like Call of Duty. Every single time I play it, I hate it. I play Rainbow Six Siege, but every single time I play it, I hate it. I really don't know why, but it feels like all these games have just been falling and going down the drain, and I just get to watch it go down the drain over and over and over again. And all of my game choices have just become somewhat null, just somewhat depressing to play. The only other game that I would say I actually get somewhat enjoyment from, and I mean true enjoyment from, would be Insurgency Sandstorm, and even that sometimes has its flaws where I feel like it could have been done better, or I feel like there's not enough effort into the game, and it's just really collecting and building on my mind. So of course, like I said, if you like this video, do me a favor, like, subscribe, try to get to 1,000 subscribers, and put down in the comments below what you guys think as we talk about why I feel games are getting so unappealing. Now, number one is very simple for me. The one big thing for me, and especially with my content and just me myself, is community. Now, it seems like there's a lot of games, especially as of recent, that really like to censor a lot of different things that you say. And here's the thing, I like to make my very shitty jokes, and what I don't understand is when I make my very, very shitty jokes, everybody laughs, and I still get banned a couple hours later. And it is unbelievable to me. And it's not because the enemy team reported me, it's not because my own team reported me, it's because of COD, for example, and their own system, or Rainbow Six Siege and their own system. It just seems that I continuously get banned for these kind of stuff. Rainbow Six Siege a little bit less. Call of Duty, I have 4 different accounts just to make sure I can continue uploading any sort of COD commentating, but here we are still, and I don't understand why every single one of these games expect to have some sort of huge gigantic community note on every little thing that you do. It's not going to be appealing for me. Do you know what's not nice? Is jumping into a lobby and then trying to talk to somebody, saying the one thing wrong, and then poof, your whole entire fucking thing is banned for 2 weeks. What the fuck do you mean? People were laughing. People were enjoying themselves.
Punchy, man. I can't hear a fucking.
You want to punch me? As long as you punch me in the wiener, it gets me fucking hard as shit. Oh my fucking god. I beat my dick harder than Mike Tyson in a boxing ring, so don't fuck with me. Try me. I got that shit ready. I'm on fucking lock. I can tell you right now, if you punch me in the dick, my cock will turn into a fucking water faucet, okay? Just so much semen, it doesn't even matter. Ladies, I'm not stroking wiener down the microphone. I'm talking random bullshit online. I feel like I should be able to talk random bullshit online, especially if other people in the lobby are fucking enjoying it. And that kind of stuff has just been perpetrated and continued throughout all these different games in the gaming industry. A lot of the online games and a lot of the online community has been somewhat neutered. And there's so many friends of mine that have just been banned for what I feel like is no reason or very, very little reason. And it is really starting to get, I think, on a lot of gamers' nerves. Maybe it's just me, but a lot of gamers' nerves when you try and do something or try to say some stuff with your friends, maybe say the occasional fucking, the 2015 iDubbbz edgy jokes and humor.
I have crippling depression.
And then after get completely banned for it. And that's kind of what we're talking about here. So, that's the very first part to me, is just that community that has been completely erased, or at very least nullified off of most games because of their community settings and kind of moderation. Let's move on to the next topic. The next big thing for me is the lack of new releases. Now, here's the thing. I feel like, and it could just be me in my, crazy time frame, but if you went anywhere from 20, I would say, or 2000 fucking, 6, all the way to 2012, maybe 2013, you had consistent, amazing releases. It wasn't just one game every once in a while that's trying to be a blockbuster release, but it's the game after game after game. There would be Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 all in the same couple of years. You had Left 4 Dead 2 popping out roughly the same fucking time. You had all the different Call of Duty games going year in, year out, being very good and very fantastic. You had every other game doing all this stuff continuously. You always had a game to go to, a whole new game to go to, with a whole new game series. There was Assassin's Creed games, there was Need for Speed games. You had every single type of game at your disposal as they were continuously getting released and pumped out, and it didn't seem like every single company was trying to make this one hit the one big fucking next Fortnite game, because Fortnite wasn't even released at this fucking point. It worked perfectly in that sense. I feel like it was the perfect sense of just every game was following the same kind of strategy. Let's put out a really fun game, make as much money as possible off of it, but be happy about it. Let's not add 18 gazillion types of DLC. That happened it started to happen a little bit later when it comes down the line. For example, you had Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2, which were clearly very good back-to-back games, and then Dead Space 3 popped around, and it seems like EA fucked them because they wanted that extra money. You don't really have that many stories when you go from anything, below that time period. When you had Gears of War, of course, the further it went, the harder it was for these companies. Halo, another example where it just seemed to be, no matter what the motivation was directly from the company, it never hurt the product, it never made it more expensive, just because some guy at Microsoft is slapping the fucking head fucking administrator at some sort of gaming office and smacking him on the ass and spanking him hard and telling him that you need to do this so we can make extra money on this game. Like, it's bullshit. And that's the one thing that I think a lot of other gamers are also really experiencing, is that lack of new game releases. Now, the next thing on my mind, other than the lack of game releases, is the quality of the games released, and they have been falling drastically. And I feel like this culture war is really making this a very difficult situation for the gaming industry at the moment, where they seem to try to appeal to way too many people and not kind of their own, ideal group, right? Call of Duty should not be trying to get, some fucking furry fan guys over there. That's not what they were doing. That's not what Call of Duty was for in the very first place. You don't need to add the 18,000th fucking rainbow fucking farting donkey weird furry tentacle hentai shit that you have on your fucking page. You shouldn't have to add that every single year. The fan base was very set on what they wanted, and it was what they wanted since, 2012. Even Modern Warfare 3, despite it being a little bit less good, or not nearly as good as the previous Modern Warfare games, still had that appeal. You saw exactly what they wanted. You saw the cosmetics that these guys wanted. They don't want that kind of big, gigantic, I want to make sure that my fucking character can fart rainbows and queef into the fucking sunset. Nobody wants that shit. Nobody's ever wanted that shit. The people that buy that shit are fucking weird. I don't like those people. Get those out of the COD community. Those are the guys who whine whenever they die after a game, after they spend $50 on a cosmetic skin and jerk off to whatever's happening on screen, okay? Like, they've been taking LSD for 3 years, and you expect these kind of gamers to play the game and make the community safer? Yeah, go fuck yourself in Japanese, but that's not how it works. But that's the next thing that kind of just comes around here, is the effort that's been put into games has just been terrible. It's just been bad release after bad release after bad release. Avowed, released by Obsidian, a game that I was going to be hyped for, just ended up being broken and a piece of shit. Fuck the culture war bullshit. It was a shit game to begin with. Or at very least, what people are saying is it was a mid experience. Okay, wonderful. I could have had that game free off of Game Pass, and it was not nearly as appealing as playing another game like Skyrim or Fallout. Speaking of, you had other releases like Fallout 76 that came out right after Fallout 4. Everybody wanted a single-player experience. As good as Fallout 76 is now, it still was terrible on release, on launch day. Right? You have all these different games. You have, Dragon Age Veilguard. I was just playing through the recent Dragon Age series, building up to Veilguard, just waiting for that release, and it just never came, and it did come, it just never came well. Holy God, it was the most disappointing cum shot of a game that can't shut directly out of BioWare's cock. It was terrible, it was cheesy, nobody wants that shit. And it just happens with all these different game releases. Concord, another massive flop that happened this year. Dustborn, another massive flop that happened this year. It is continuous, and they don't seem to be stopping or slowing down, and it is driving a lot of gamers, including me, absolutely up the wall with that kind of shit. Now, here's the thing. With all these different qualities in mind, I do believe it has some benefits that I'm hoping are going to come out of this, especially which is the indie developers. If companies are not going to be releasing their games at a good point in time where you have to wait 5 years for a shit release, then okay, that's going to be shit. If I'm going to have to wait, a little bit for the game that just got released to be fixed, why would I do that? It sucks ass. Or let's not do that shit then. Okay, well then let's just say I'm not getting any new releases and the game quality's shit and they're continuously putting monetization in the games. All these different problems that I was just mentioning before, what if they were to all go away? Indie developers could pick that shit up. I'm not gonna fucking lie. Now here's the thing, I will give a handy to a goddamn indie developer who can make some solid, good first-person shooter games for me. And they're not making these kind of games. You have Body Cam, which was a really cool idea that just never really panned out well. If they continue these kind of games and continue really putting pressure into those kind of parts of the game industry, there's going to be so many good games coming out of just indie developers alone, and that would be absolutely insane. I'm telling you right now, my butthole is all puckered up thinking about it. It is going to be amazing, and I really fucking hope that the indie developers really pick up the slack of these shit goddamn AAA companies that continuously release slop. I don't want to feel like I have to play, or not have to play, but want to play an NHL game when I've been grinding NHL for until 22 and then just stopped because I realized it was the same shit every fucking year. I don't want to have to play FIFA again. I don't want to have to play Rainbow Six Siege again. I don't want to have to touch Call of Duty again. And the only way that that's ever going to happen and that's ever going to work is if these indie developers start taking some steroids and lifting up the fucking industry on their goddamn back, because these AAA developers never learn. There's always too much monetization, too much community standards, too much this, too much that. Indie developers are the way to go, and I believe that's the next part of the gaming industry. But it is still, as a whole, in the gaming industry, it's a generalization making me feel depressed every single time I turn on my Xbox. Yes, I'm broke. I'm not a PC gamer. Haha, PC nerds. You can go and fucking, I don't know, bust a fat load onto your Reddit, PC master race porn. That's up to you guys. But either way, I hate just opening it up and just feeling like this game's bad, this game's bad, this game's bad, or having to rely on the older games. I feel like I always, if I'm really bored, I always look at these Xbox 360 games that I played 10, 11, 12 times to this day. I enjoyed these games, but I don't want to continuously have to rely on these kind of games to really push me forward and to push me into having fun. So with that all being said, I think that's really the end of my massively long fucking rant. I'm sorry, this fucking gaming shit was really pissing me off. Like, I was red in the fucking face. But either way, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, do me a favor, like and subscribe. Like I said in the very introduction of this video, on the road to 1,000 subscribers, please help me get me there. And I'll see y'all next time. For now, this is me, the Holy Commentator, signing off.